Today, thousands expected to pay their respects to George Floyd in Texas today. The public viewing will be 6 hours long at a church in Houston. Visitors will be asked to wear a mask, and dividers have been installed in the aisles for social distancing. Floyd's funeral and burial will be tomorrow. There are new powerful images near 38th in Chicago where George Floyd died. These headstones, part of a mock cemetery. This for people who've lost their lives during police encounters. Some of the names include George Floyd and Philando Castile.
George Floyd died when a former Minneapolis police officer kept his knee on his neck during arrest 2 weeks ago. Derek Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder in the death. He's expected to face a judge for the first time today. 3 other officers have been charged with aiding and abetting murder. Majority of the Minneapolis City Council members say that they support disbanding the city's police department. They also say that they have a plan, but haven't given many specifics out on that yet. Christiane Cordero is live in Minneapolis with what that might look like. And Christiane, we've heard the words dismantle, disband, abolish, end police. Do we have any idea what that could possibly be?
Well, I suppose the common denominator, Heather, is that it is a big, bold step, right? But based on a lot of the reaction that we've seen on social media, at least, dismantling, defunding the police department is not necessarily what a lot of people think it means. Minneapolis also would not be the first city in the country to either dismantle and or defund its police department. Let's start with dismantling, though, because what that means is taking the department apart, then reevaluating what should stay and what should be reimagined. 9 out of the 13 city council members stood up at a rally yesterday vowing their commitment to make this happen. Councilmember Philippe Cunningham highlighted what defunding the department would look like, basically taking some of MPD's budget, rerouting it to serve things like youth programs, mental health services, and addiction treatment.
These are not the right response for a myriad of issues. Mental health crises, domestic violence calls, opioid overdoses.
Over the weekend, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said he supports reform but not complete abolishment of the department. He clarified his position on WCCO this morning.
Let me be clear. I am for massive structural and transformational reform of a police department that has failed black and brown people for generations. We need a full-on culture shift in terms of the way the police department does business. And yes, we do need to change the department forever as we know it. But as far as abolishing the police department, that is not something that I'm for.
Even dismantling it could be challenging, right? The city charter specifies that there has to be a certain number of officers representing the population in Minneapolis. Amending that charter could be up to voters in the next election. Now, it is also worth noting that we reached out to MPD and the Police Officers Federation. Heather, we have not yet heard back.
So, Christiane, it really sounds like this is not something that happens overnight or in the next week or even the next month. I mean, this is a sort of a longer-term discussion that we're going to have.
It's a longer-term discussion, and it's one that certainly needs to be specified because people see the key words, right, and that can trigger a lot of emotions. But what do each of those terms mean, and what would that mean for the city going forward?
All right, Christiane Cordero live for us in downtown Minneapolis. Thank you.